A Russian spy ship has triggered fresh alarm off the coast of the United Kingdom, not just by showing up, but by taking aggressive actions towards British military forces sent to track it. It's the latest move in a growing pattern that has NATO on edge. We'll explain what this recent activity suggests about Moscow's intentions. And here's a pro tip. I don't think their intentions are good. Putin's Navy is at it again. Another Russian spy ship has turned up near western shores, this time operating close to the UK. It's the second such incident in just 2 days, and it suggests that Moscow is apparently probing U.S. and NATO defenses across multiple regions. The UK government says a Russian spy ship has been detected operating near British waters, prompting a sharp warning from the nation's Ministry of Defense. The vessel is the Yantar, a well-known Russian intelligence ship designed to monitor undersea cables, track submarine activity, and gather electronic data. But it wasn't just the ship's location that has the UK fuming over this incident. It's never good to fume. British defense officials say the Yantar went further, aiming lasers at RAF aircraft. It's a tactic called dazzling, used to blind or disrupt surveillance sensors. It's considered an aggressive action because it could endanger pilots and compromise systems on board. It's the first time that the UK has publicly accused the Yantar of using lasers against its pilots. In response, Defense Secretary John Healey said the UK has, quote, military options ready if the ship crosses further into UK-controlled areas or appears to threaten critical infrastructure. The government has also adjusted its rules of engagement, allowing British forces to shadow the vessel more closely and in a wider set of waters than before. Now, this comes just days after U.S. officials disclosed that another Russian intelligence ship, the Karelia, had been patrolling roughly 15 nautical miles off of Hawaii, close enough, as we reported here on the PDB, to monitor communications, radar activity, and submarine movements tied to the U.S. Pacific Command. Individually, these incidents could be written off as routine intelligence collection efforts. Together, they suggest a broader posture from the Russians, probing western coastlines, monitoring undersea networks, and testing how closely Moscow can position intelligence platforms near U.S. and NATO territories without triggering a larger response. Both ships, the Karelia near the U.S. and the Yantar near the U.K., are part of Russia's signals collection fleet. These vessels are equipped with systems built to intercept electronic communications, track military patterns, and survey undersea cables that carry most of the world's internet and financial data. Western governments have warned repeatedly that Russian naval units may be mapping vulnerable infrastructure on the seabed. The UK incident is particularly notable because of the use of lasers. While no pilots were reportedly injured, the action was described by officials as, quote, targeted and deliberate, raising the risk of miscalculation. British commanders say the Yantar has been observed in the North Atlantic before, but its behavior this week marks a shift toward more confrontational activity. For the U.S., the timing is significant. The Hawaii encounter was detected on October 29th. That ship, too, was operating just outside territorial waters, legal under international law, but certainly unwelcome. And like the Yantar, the Karelia has a long history of showing up near Western territories, gathering information on radar signatures and communications traffic and submarine activity. U.S. and UK analysts are examining whether the two ships are targeting similar types of infrastructure or responding to broader geopolitical developments, including tensions in Ukraine, Russian military cooperation with China, or efforts to monitor submarine deployments across both hemispheres. There are also questions about escalation. The UK has taken a more assertive tone, warning publicly that it is prepared to respond if the Yantar crosses into restricted areas or threatens seabed cables. To date, U.S. officials, by contrast, have adopted a quieter posture, monitoring and avoiding confrontation. For now. All right, coming up next, Mexico is pushing back again on President Trump's call for U.S. military action against cartels. I'll be right back. Hey, Mike Baker here. Now, with Black Friday right around the corner, maybe you've wondered to yourself, hey, do doctors have Black Friday sales? Well, the doctors at Brickhouse Nutrition do. They just announced their Black Friday 30% off sale. It's the biggest sale of the year. The most impressive health and nutrition products in the industry are now 30% off. For example, Lean, that's right, Lean, Lean, the doctor-formulated weight loss supplement for people who want to lose meaningful weight, without injections, by the way. And 30% off Creatone. That's creatine designed just for women to help you look leaner and shape and toned without extra dieting or exercise. You even get 30% off Field of Greens. This stuff is terrific. The only superfruit and vegetable drink shown in a university study to actually slow aging. And only Field of Greens promises better health results that your doctor will actually notice. Every Brickhouse product, from better sleep to superior collagen, is now 30% off. But hurry, because these Black Friday deals, well, they go fast. Visit BrickHouseSale.com and save 30%. That's BrickHouseSale.com. One more time, of course, BrickHouseSale.com. Hey, Mike Baker here with big news from our friends over at Birch Gold Group. Now, right now, it's the one time of year that Birch Gold Group gives away free gold with every qualifying purchase. You heard me right. That's right. For Black Friday, when you convert an existing IRA or a 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold, Birch Gold will send free gold to your home for every $20,000 purchased. Look, gold started this year around, about $2,600 an ounce? And by October, it was over $4,000 an ounce. And you say to yourself, why? Well, for the most part, global uncertainty. 2025 has been defined by trade wars and real wars and just general unease. Central banks are pulling away from the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency, right? And in this time of uncertainty, well, gold does tend to thrive. And if you're looking to diversify your savings, Birch Gold can help you. Plus now, through November 30th, you get free gold with a qualifying purchase. Just text PDB to 989-898 to claim your eligibility and for a free information kit on gold. But your opportunity for free gold with purchase ends on November 30th, so don't wait. Text PDB to the number 989-898 for all the details. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. President Trump says the U.S. is prepared to take the fight to the cartels if Mexico won't. But Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum fired back, rejecting any American military strikes on her soil, even as Washington says it's running out of patience with the poison that's pouring north. The back and forth is the latest escalation in a war of words between the capitals, as Trump's comments reflect his administration's growing frustration with the drug crisis that it says Mexico has been unable or unwilling to contain. The president pointed to the years of maritime and land-based interdictions by U.S. enforcement agencies as evidence that the U.S. is shouldering most of the burden of operations against the cartels. Sheinbaum's response came a day after Trump said he would do, quote, whatever it takes to stop narcotics from entering the U.S. He added that authorizing military strikes inside Mexico was, quote, okay with me if it saved American lives. Trump's words come as Washington continues its military operations in the Caribbean against narco-traffickers. The White House says that campaign is disrupting cartel supply chains before the narcotics can reach U.S. shores. Sheinbaum made it clear that the cooperation with Mexican counter-narcotics authorities is fine, and intelligence sharing will continue. But the idea of U.S. forces operating inside Mexico's territory is a non-starter, and that's a point she said she made previously to both Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Sheinbaum insists that Mexico alone decides what happens inside its borders. The latest friction between Washington and Mexico City escalated as both governments worked to explain a separate incident that unfolded on Monday. According to Fox News, non-uniform individuals arrived by boat to Playa Bagdad, where the Rio Grande flows into the Gulf of Mexico. It's renamed the Gulf of America by the Trump administration. There, the individuals posted signs in English and Spanish claiming that the area was restricted U.S. Department of War property. Mexico's Navy later removed those signs after determining that they stood on Mexican soil, and the country's Foreign Affairs Ministry called in the International Boundary and Water Commission to review the exact location, noting that the shifting riverbed often blurs the line. Sheinbaum later said the signs were placed by contractors working for a U.S. government agency. The disputed patch sits near SpaceX's Starbase in Boca Chica, Texas, where American contractors tied to NASA and the Pentagon frequently operate along the border. Mexico has pushed back on similar activity before, including earlier this year when Sheinbaum said debris from a SpaceX test explosion landed inside her country. And so the boundary episode adds to a broader list of tensions between the two capitals. Among them, as mentioned, Trump's move earlier this year to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The White House framed that as a symbolic shift, reflecting U.S. economic stakes in the region. For now, the back and forth between Sheinbaum and Trump over striking cartel strongholds inside Mexico shows no signs of producing a compromise agreement. But Trump has made clear that Washington's patience and its willingness to trust Mexico to confront the narco-traffickers is not unlimited. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Wednesday, the 19th of November. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. And to listen to the show ad-free, well, you can do that. Just become a premium member of the President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. I'm Mike Baker, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool. Hey, Mike Baker here, host of the President's Daily Brief and, of course, known globally as a fashion icon. So I want to take just a moment to tell you about a great clothing company out there. It's called True Classic. Now, True Classic started with a very simple goal: make premium, comfortable clothing accessible, because looking great shouldn't mean paying a designer price. And clearly, the people agree. With over 25 million shirts sold, 5 million customers, and over 200,000 five-star reviews, True Classic has earned its spot in closets everywhere. But the brand is more than just fit and fabric, right? It's about confidence, showing up feeling polished without the effort. And that's why True Classic makes the perfect holiday gift. Whether you're shopping for your dad or your brother, your partner, your wife, your sister, your grandma, your kids, there's something for everyone, I'm telling you. The same comfort and fit that built the brand are now available for the whole family. And these pieces fit right, they feel amazing, and they won't wreck your budget, and that is very important. You get that tailored look without sacrificing comfort. So skip the guesswork and skip the overpriced designer stuff. Give comfort, give confidence, give True Classic. You can find them at Amazon, Target, Costco, and Sam's Club, or just head over to trueclassic.com/PDB to grab the perfect gift for everyone on your list.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment, a really positive, nice, and kind comment. That would be appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily updates.